Hello, everybody. My name is New, and today I am doing part 6 of my series where I create my DC cinematic universe. So, the first 5 parts, I went through each phase. So, this is phase 6. The first 3 phases were a saga. That was the saga of gods and mortals. This is 4, 5, and 6, the saga of infinite Earths. So this is the last phase of the second saga. Phase 4 and 5 have led up to this phase. I hope you guys enjoy this. The first movie is Batman Beyond. So this movie is based off the animated series Batman Beyond. Terry McGinnis is this teenager who meets old man Bruce Wayne, and he saves him from some Joker goons, and he finds out that Bruce Wayne used to be Batman. But he's not Batman anymore since he retired because he's old. He physically cannot be Batman anymore. Because this takes place in the future. That's basically going to be like the plot of the movie. I know you may be thinking, hey, didn't Batman die in the last phase? And to that I say, yes. Yes, he did die. We are not bringing him back. This is another universe, fitting in with the multiverse concept. Yeah, pretty much goes a lot like the show. His love interest will be Dana Tan. The main villain of this movie will be Blight, who was the main villain of season 1 of Batman Beyond. Derek Powers has Terry's father killed. Then Terry wants to get revenge on Derek Powers. Derek Powers, he gets into like this accident, this chemical accident that turns him into Blight, and like he's all like green and like all chemically. So the next movie is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So there is a book written by Tom King called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So this will be based off of it. I've read the book and you know it's decent. It's pretty good. Basically, there's this girl named Ruth that Supergirl meets, and she wants revenge on the person who killed her father. So Supergirl is like on a journey and something. So this will be kind of like a coming of age story where Supergirl goes on a journey with this girl named Ruth. Instead of Krem, who was like the villain of the book, since he was just created for that story, I think we should replace him with Rain, who's like a Supergirl villain. The heroes in this movie are Supergirl, Crypto, Ruth, Superboy, Steel, and Martian Manhunter. So the next movie is Birds of Prey: Cry for Blood. It's a sequel to Birds of Prey. The same members from the first movie will be back. Renee Montoya will help out the team, and the main villain of this movie will be Lady Shiva. So next movie is Doom Patrol 3. This is what's gonna end the trilogy. It'll be like a goodbye to the team. The villain could be like Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man. So the next movie is Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is a big one. So this will obviously be based off the storyline with the same name. If you don't know the story, well, this villain named the Anti-Monitor who wants to destroy every universe and the heroes have to stop him. So this time, like, the Justice League isn't like 7 or like 10 members. This is like Justice League Unlimited, where it's like all expanded and there's like a bunch of people and there's like a big watchtower. The Spectre is going to be the person who gathers all the heroes together to defeat the Anti-Monitors. Like I said in Justice League Legacy, he was discovering the multiverse, and in that he discovered Anti-Monitor. So in this movie, we will see a lot of the different universes in the DC multiverse. We'll have Earth 2, and if you remember, that's where the Justice Society are from. This is Justice League 5, but it'll also kind of be Justice Society 3. And we'll also see the Justice League of Earth 2. There'll be like a Superman and Batman from Earth 2. This movie will also introduce the Monitor, Harbinger, Pariah, Alexander Luthor Jr., and Superboy Prime. This movie will have many deaths in it. It'll have the death of Supergirl, Aquaman, Green Arrow, and Martian Manhunter. We will also see Earth 3, which gets destroyed. From Earth 3, there's the Crime Syndicate, which is basically the Justice League but evil, and we will see the Anti-Monitor kill them. Alexander Luthor Jr. is also from that Earth, but he escapes. It's kind of like the heroes are the villains and the villains are the heroes, and so Lex Luthor is a hero and his son is like a hero there too, and he helps the team. At the end of the movie, the Spectre, Earth 2 Superman, Alex Jr., and Superboy Prime defeat the Anti-Monitor. But even though they defeated him, they're too late because he already destroyed the multiverse. All the worlds get destroyed and there's just a new Earth to replace it. Surviving inhabitants of those Earths live in New Earth. Most of the Earths are gone, but there's just only one Earth now. So after they defeat Anti-Monitor, Superman and Lois from Earth 2 go with Alexander Jr. and Superboy Prime to live in this dimension that Alex Luthor has created called a Paradise Dimension. But at the end of the movie, Alexander Jr. starts manipulating Superboy Prime into destroying the new Earth. We'll have a post-credit scene where the Spectre finds out about Luthor's plot, but he can't do anything to stop it since his powers have weakened after the fight against Anti-Monitor. So he turns to Parallax, who Hal Jordan has become at the end of Blackest Night, to help him. So the next movie is Static 2. This is kind of like a break from the big multiverse stuff, and this will just be a grounded story. It'll take place before the events of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Virgil, he's been a superhero for a bit, and his best friend Richie becomes Gear and is going to be like his sidekick. Virgil also meets Daisy Watkins, who will be his love interest in the movie. So in this movie, he can go up against Rubber Band Man, who like wants revenge on a producer who stole a song like in the show. His brother is Ebon, who wants to recruit him in his gang. Instead of Static defeating the bad guy in the end, we can have it so that Static convinces Rubber Band Man to reform and like turn himself into the cops. So the next movie is Young Justice. This team will be Tim Drake, Con-El, Cassie Sandsmark, Impulse, Calderam, Blue Beetle, Static, Connor Hawk, Terra, and Miss Martian. So this movie will take place directly after Crisis on Infinite Earths. The team comes together to stop Superboy Prime from destroying the universe. And so we'll see Superboy Prime kill Teen Titans members like Speedy, Raven, Jericho, Cyborg, and Beast Boy. You might be thinking, how are these guys going to be able to beat Superboy Prime, like one of the most powerful characters? Well, they're kind of not going to be able to. The only person that is able to is Superboy, aka Con-El, but he dies in a fight with him, and it'll be kind of like a heroic sacrifice that he does to save the other members. So in the end, the team loses, but in the process, they find out Superboy Prime is actually working for Alexander Luthor Jr. At the end, they go to the Justice League to tell them about Alex Jr.'s plan to use Superboy Prime to destroy the New Earth. The next movie is Justice League Infinite Crisis, which is a follow-up to Crisis on Infinite Earths. And now that the multiverse is destroyed, Alex Jr. wants to get rid of New Earth and create his own perfect world using the Anti-Monitor's powers with the help of Superboy Prime. So the villain of this movie, in his own mind, he thinks he's doing good. He wants to essentially play God and make his own Earth that's a perfect utopia. Alex Jr. kills the Spectre and steals his powers, and Alex Jr. creates Brother Eye and uses Anti-Monitor's corpse to power it, and he wants to use Brother Eye to help create the perfect Earth, and the person he puts in charge of it is Maxwell Lord. Will have many teams like the Justice League, the Young Justice, the Justice Society, and the Doom Patrol, and other heroes who survived the multiverse explosion, all working together to stop Alex Jr. from playing God. Someone else who the heroes have working with them is Lex Luthor, who is reformed. The only person who doesn't trust him is Superman from Earth 2, who was in the Paradise Dimension, but he comes to New Earth to help the heroes when he finds out about Alex Jr.'s plan. In his attempts to create the perfect Earth, Alexander Luthor Jr. recreates new Earth 2. Superboy Prime, he's been pounding on the barrier of reality, which causes ripples in the timeline, which creates alternate universe. So both Alexander Jr. and Superboy Prime, in their attempt to make a perfect world, they're unknowingly recreating the multiverse. Heroes have to battle an army of Omax. Superboy Prime gets defeated by Parallax, aka Hal Jordan, and then he gets imprisoned by the Green Lantern Corps. Hal Jordan kind of gets a redemption arc, and in the end, he becomes the Spectre. So at the end, Dick, Wally, Donna, and Kyle fight Alexander Jr. In the fight, he blasts them. After he blasts them, he drains the power he has, and he becomes weak. Since Dick is like the only normal guy out of those guys, he gets badly injured. So since Alex Jr. is all weak, he escapes. He's found by Lex Luthor, who kills him. And that's it. The next movie is Flash Blitz. This takes place directly after Infinite Crisis. Wally is just really tired because he had to save the multiverse like 2 times. Wally is a father now, taking care of his kids with his wife Linda. And Wally is also mentoring the children of Barry and Iris, Dawn and Dawn, who are getting their powers. So the main villain of this movie is Hunter Zolomon. The events of Fastest Man Alive, he was injured and paralyzed from the waist down by Mirror Master, and he asked Wally to go back in time to stop him from getting his injuries, but Wally refused because he didn't want to damage the time stream. So Hunter breaks into the Flash Museum and tries to use the cosmic treadmill, even though he's paralyzed. I don't know how that just happened in the comics. I don't know. An accident happens that gives him the power to slow down time, kind of like super speed, and he steals the reverse Flash suit from the Flash Museum, and he starts calling himself Zoom. Bart Allen, Jay Garrick, Max Mercury, and Jesse Quick will also appear in this. There will be a scene where Wally and Hunter go into the Speed Force, and Wally sees Barry, and they get kind of a heartfelt talk. So yeah, that's it for movies. Let's move on to TV shows. We'll get a Jonah Hex show, a Creature Commandos animated series, kind of like in James Gunn's universe, a show about the Authority, a show about the Rogues, a show about the League of Assassins, and a Peacemaker show. So that is it for Phase 6 of my DC cinematic universe. And oh boy, it's I can say I have fun, but some of the process is fun, some of it is not. But I'm glad to see that people actually enjoy these videos, and there's a lot of views, and I've gotten some really nice comments from people who seem to really enjoy it. I got some comments where people are suggesting their own universes, cinematic universes, which is great. Continue, but I think by the time the MCU starts doing their phase 7, 8, and 9, then I'll just be like, okay, I'll make my own, since they're still on phase 5. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself and just plan of like 50 years worth of movies. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'll do phase 4, 5, and 6 of my Marvel universe. Another thing I want to say is I am not trying to say that I'm better than the actual universes they make, because this isn't what I think will be better than the DC MCU, DC EU, or DCU. No, this is just what I would like. This is just personally. Looking at this would not be realistic. Let's be honest. Obviously, I myself can't plan out all these movies because there's a lot of other factors, but this is just my own imaginary universe, and if the DC cinematic universe was at this exact structure, I don't think it would be good. We were watching this video, which I doubt. No. Like, why would James Gunn be watching a 318 subscriber YouTube channel? If you are watching, you can hire me. I'd like a job. I have some ideas. Like, I wouldn't create the universe, but, I can. So, anyways, enough of that. So, yeah, bye. That's it.